Bro, so you've never had a fade before? You sure you want to do a skin fade?
Yeah, dude.
All right. So the first step is to really examine the head and the hair texture. And right off the bat, you can see how much weight and how much volume he has near the parotid ridge. So that really lets me know that the shorter that the hair goes on top, the more it's going to stick straight out. I'm really going to want to ensure that I leave this hair long enough to where it still lays down. So kicking it off with the number 3 guard, start at the bottom by digging in, start sliding up, really making sure you stay digging in. And as you get to the parotid ridge, tilt your clipper outward. So really we're just going to be going off the head. And by going off the head, that's really going to ensure that I leave the hair near the top longer, and it also starts to blend in a little bit for me. Of course, you could have used clip over comb, but with his hair being a lot finer, it's really going to create harsh lines so you won't be able to get out. How do I know that? Well, I already tried it on this side and it left a really hard line, but I was able to take it out. And since we are trying to keep more weight near the top, I'm going to go in with the number 1, close the lever all the way, dig in, and slide about halfway up the head. And that line is basically a stopping point for me. That way I can keep the fade more compressed and at the very bottom. And now with everything shaved off at the bottom, this is how much room I have now to create a fade. Not that much of a space, right? And since we left off with the number 1 right there at the top line, I'm using the half guard now with the lever about halfway closed. And I'm only going about halfway up that section. And now without no guard, with the lever all the way open, I'm going to stay even lower within that section, closing my lever 1 notch at a time as I work down to the bottom line that I created with my trimmers. That just helped me take out the bottom line and create gradiency within that section. So with everything faded out from beneath the number 1 and this area being debulked with the number 3, I'm going to use the number 2 now with the lever all the way closed, and I'm going to begin to soften up the line right in between those 2 areas. Then switching into the 1.5 guard that I just about took out the line in between. Also notice the angle that I'm using. I'm only using these first 2 teeth to really dig in and take out some of the darkness in certain areas. And then with the number 1 that we begin with, close it about halfway. And once again, instead of having it like this, angle it out and really just point cut into the dark areas. Now with that connected, we still have a lot of volume within this area. And on this part, I don't really recommend you do, especially if you're a beginner. But in order to remove some of that weight and volume, I'm using a number 4 guard, pretty much staying right on the parotid ridge, digging in from the top and going with the grain to really debulk some of that weight. Just be extremely careful when doing this. Like that, we got a skin fade, my dude. The main thing with this haircut was to leave as much length on top as possible while keeping length on the parotid ridge and taking length off at the same time. We were able to do that by keeping the fade more compressed towards the bottom.